Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I would like to begin my second round of comments just reiterating this issue about the origins of the vaccine. There are multiple articles coming out now that make all sorts of implications. We need to get to the bottom of it. It's a shame this committee has not addressed it. We are the Coronavirus Select Committee, and we haven't even looked at the origins of this thing. We haven't looked at the World Health Organization and their complicitness with China on messaging. Those things have to be looked at. I was excited to hear that Rep. Foster, a gentleman whom I have deep respect for, said that someday that will happen in science and tech. I certainly want to ask Representative Foster, what are y'all waiting on? Let's get going. BARDA tasked you guys, talking to our witnesses now, to take both vaccines onto your assembly line, J&J and AstraZeneca. I think, as I understood from your previous testimony, you did think that there was some concern about having both vaccines. Is that correct? That there was potential for, problem when you have both on two assembly lines. Is that correct?
I think it was widely acknowledged by Emergent as well as our network of partners that there was inherent risk of bringing both vaccines into our facility and ramping them up very quickly.
So that's what I understood to be the risk. And J&J, as I understand it, you guys had 16 batches, one of which was cross-contaminated, 15 of which were not, or at least are still being inspected and that equals 140 million doses that are waiting to make sure that the FDA is checking to make sure they're okay, and when that happens, they get shipped. Is that correct?
Generally correct, yes, sir.
Okay, so these slides that are being shown around where money was given and zero vaccine, granted, there's 140 million doses sitting there waiting on FDA approval that may next week be sent to people who need it. Okay, thank you for that. I am a former military officer. I think most people know that. I deployed all around the world in combat. Took the anthrax vaccine. I think you guys created that, and really appreciate your work in the biodefense world. Even Barack Obama recognized you're one of the only companies that can do this kind of stuff and gave you business way back when. Botulism toxin, smallpox. I got the smallpox. After Sverdlovsk, we knew that the Russians were weaponizing smallpox, so as we went into Iraq, I got another smallpox vaccine, and I really appreciate you guys doing that. Typhoid, cholera. You also do a lot of treatment drugs. I think as an ER physician, I've used nasal Narcan to save a patient's life. I think you guys make that too, right?
Yes, sir, we do.
So the overdose comes in the emergency department. We spray this nasal Narcan. We save their life. That's your company, as I understand, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you have all these products out there. You had company goals. You were managed by a board. The board set goals for the CEO. Those goals are met. At least that's what the minutes from the meetings have been read earlier, and bonuses were paid, and as I understand it, everybody in the company got a bonus. Is that right? I mean, can you elaborate on that for just a second?
Yes, sir. All of our employees are eligible for a bonus based on their individual performance as well as the corporate performance, and separate from that, in 2020, we offered a special equity award of roughly $7,500 in our stock to all of our employees in recognition of
all these other things, all these many other things that your company is producing and saving lives all across America. So you gave your folks a bonus for their incredible work in all of these other products. You had one contamination line, 15 other batches, 140 million doses that are sitting there that may get approved and may get sent into arms, and we're here spending this committee's time talking about this when we ought to be talking about where this virus came from in the first place. I cannot believe we're even having this conversation. You are a reputable company that has done yeoman's work to protect this nation in biodefense. You have one contamination, and they want to take you to court. Yet China cooperating with the World Health Organization. Everybody knows what happened. There's not a human on this planet that doesn't say, hey, China screwed all of us and we suffered more because of it. Yet we can't get this committee to say a word about it. But let's take on this great company who did its best to try to get a vaccine out there. Meanwhile, it's doing all these other things to save Americans' lives. I yield.